So you're planning a trip to Europe this winter, but which cities are the best places to visit? So in this video, I'm going to share with you my top 5 favorite European cities to visit during winter. But before I get into my list, let me know your list. If you have been to Europe and if you've traveled around cities in Europe during the winter time, let me know your favorite European cities in winter and why do you like visiting these cities specifically in the winter months? Because many places can be grey and dull during the winter, but some cities do have charm. Let me know which cities you like. So without further ado, let's get into my list, and this list is in no particular order. The first city in this list is going to be Cologne, Germany. Firstly, Cologne has to be in this list because of the famous Christmas markets. Now, there is always a debate in Germany which city has the best Christmas markets. Maybe it's Nuremberg, maybe it's Dresden or Leipzig, but Cologne is definitely up there. I visited Cologne back in December 2022 for the Christmas markets, and I really enjoyed my time. The whole city feels like one big Christmas market because there are just so many Christmas markets. I think in total there are 7, do correct me if I'm wrong. Now, I actually have visited Nuremberg and Leipzig in Germany, however not during the Christmas market period, so I'm not going to get into the debate in terms of who has the best Christmas market. But what I will say is that Cologne is great during winter, not just because of the Christmas markets, but also during February you can go to Cologne Carnival, one of the most famous and biggest carnivals in Europe. The dates change every year because it does depend on Lent, but it looks like a lot of fun. I've not been myself, but it's something that I would like to go to in the future. So Cologne for me does have to be on this list because of those 2 major events. Now, the next city on my list also has a famous carnival as well. The second city is going to be Venice, Italy. Like Cologne, the carnival in Venice tends to happen every February, but it's not just carnival that's great about Venice during winter. The great thing about Venice in the wintertime, you beat the tourists. There are far less tourists in winter. You get far more space to explore the streets, the alleyways, the canals, the architecture, and of course the prices are lower. And as you can see in these clips here, when I visited in January 2023, the weather was lovely. It was crisp, cold, but clear blue skies every day. Maybe I just got lucky with the weather, but regardless, I do think Venice is genuinely better to visit in winter compared with peak tourism months of summer. Therefore, I will certainly put Venice in my list. Now, for the third city in my list, another city that begins with the letter V, we're going to go with Vienna, Austria. Now, I actually did not visit Vienna during the winter time. I actually went in summer 2022, and it's one of these cities where I was walking around thinking this would be a lovely place to visit in the winter. I could picture myself walking around the streets of Vienna in a coat on a cold, crisp day with the gorgeous Viennese architecture. You know, taking in the Viennese culture, going to the palaces, going to a cafe and having a sack of torte and a hot chocolate, culturally fine-tuning myself. Vienna is a great place to do that, and I can imagine during the winter time it would be the perfect time of year to do just that. And of course the famous Christmas markets in December. I definitely would like to go to the Vienna Christmas markets. I mean, look at the screen here, it does look pretty good, doesn't it? And if you do like things like ballet and opera, you don't need to be outside in the cold winter weather for that. Those are all indoors. So Vienna is a great place, I think, for winter. It's going to make my top 5. Now, moving on to the fourth city in my list, we're going to go for Bergen, Norway. Now, in the winter months in Bergen, you do tend to get a lot of snow, and the city is beautiful in the snow. Hike up to Mount Florian, you get a beautiful view across the city. The town is full of a lot of beautiful, stereotypical Norwegian style architecture. Now, if you have actually been to Norway, do comment below if you've been to Tromsø in the north of Norway, because to be fair, many people may argue that Tromsø is better to visit in the winter compared with Bergen, because Tromsø is in the Arctic Circle. You've got guaranteed snow. You potentially could see the northern lights as well. So I would imagine that potentially Tromsø is a better choice than Bergen, but I've not been to Tromsø and I don't like commenting on cities that I've not been to. So Bergen goes in my list, but maybe Tromsø should be in the list instead. So do debate in the comment section if you're from Norway or if you've been to Norway, which city's better. But I did like Bergen. The architecture, as I said, is really nice, and it is the second biggest city in the country, so you do have a lot of nice cafes and restaurants and bars. I really like Bergen, and it was a lovely place to visit in the winter time. So now then, we're up to the 5th city in my list of winter European cities. Just some honorable mentions before I mention the 5th city in my list. Places in Central Europe like Budapest, Krakow, Prague are all going to be really nice in the winter, though personally I would say summer is better for those cities. You also have the city of Wrocław in Poland as well, which has a very famous Christmas market. Go onto Google and search it, it really does look spectacular. Cities in the south of Spain like Seville and Cordoba could be places to consider because they do get very hot in summer. However, do expect a little bit of rain in the winter in these places. But for my fifth city, we're going to go back to Italy. Rome, Italy is going to be my fifth choice. Now, to be honest with you, I could give you another 2, 3 or 4 Italian cities that could potentially make this list, because I think Florence is great to visit in winter. I think Verona is great in winter, Bologna. But I'm going to pick Rome because I think Rome is the best city in Italy, even above Venice. I think Rome is one of the best cities in the world. There is so much to do. The architecture is incredible. The food is incredible. And if you do visit during the winter months, you do have a chance of getting some really nice, crisp, clear blue skies. You're going to have lower accommodation prices. You're going to have less volume of tourists in Rome compared with summer, where the weather's going to be really hot. It's going to be sweaty. It's going to be overcrowded. I genuinely believe that Rome is better to visit in winter compared with summer. That's exactly how I've made this list. I believe that Venice, Rome, Vienna, Cologne and Bergen are better cities to visit in winter compared with summer. Whereas I'm not sure I could say the same about cities like Budapest, Prague, Krakow, Lisbon, Barcelona. Now, do let me know if you agree. Do let me know if you disagree. It will be interesting to see your points of view. And as I said earlier in the video, let me know your favorite winter destinations and favorite winter cities in Europe. I am looking forward to see your responses. Now, I do hope you've enjoyed the video. I do hope you found it useful. Click the like button if you have. Hit the notification bell so that you get notified for all of my latest videos. And do subscribe to my channel for more travel videos. So thanks for watching. I will see you in my next video.